Welcome to another edition of the Nerds Delight podcast. We also today JayRow.
Also,
Welcome. We got a returning guest in the building, my boy Derrick. What's going on, brother?
Going on?
And we got a newcomer in the building. Hey, Olivia, how you doing?
Hello, glad to be here.
Glad to
welcome.
have you. So today's episode, I don't want to call it an episode, but I'm gonna say, is it gonna be a get at me episode, or is it just gonna be, and I mean me personally, or is it just gonna be, could I actually find something something new I'm interested in? So basically, we're gonna talk about the show Friends. I always wanted to ask this question, but before I ask this question, don't forget to click like and subscribe to the channel for all past, current, and future content. So my question immediately is, do you call the show Friends or do you call it F period R period I period E period N period D period S?
All right, I already know what type of time you on. It's just friends.
But how do you have a period in between each letter and then just say Friends?
The same way you have an X in Hunter x Hunter and you just say Hunter x Hunter.
No, some people say Hunter X Hunter.
They do.
I have heard that.
That's true.
That's a pet
Yeah.
peeve of mine.
Yeah, I say that.
You say you can't use that. So
Really, it's a random design. It's a random design. That's all it is.
Right. It's not an acronym.
it's not an acronym.
No.
Okay. So I mean, so basically the whole gist is in 2023, I have not seen Friends at all, flat out, not one episode. But I'm sure many of you, as well as the three on this episode, have seen it. And these three love it. So I'm just going to let you guys tell me what you like about the show. Like, what do you like about this show? I'm going to start with the newcomer, Olivia, first. So since you're new, I'm going to let you start. We're going to put all the pressure on you first.
Oh, fun stuff.
Right.
So, I am definitely a super fan of Friends. I've watched the entire series start to finish, maybe like two and a half, working on my third time now. But I feel like it's just kind of like a timeless classic. Because I know like a lot of sitcoms kind of have like a similar trope of like a gang of friends that kind of grow up together. But I feel like Friends just kind of has like a different dynamic in that a lot of shows, they usually either have like an elementary theme or maybe like an older adult thing, like a Sex and the City vibe or like a high school. But I feel like Friends hits that sweet spot of like those real pivotal times of life, like your 20s and 30s, where you're really trying to like grow into yourself and just kind of like figure out who you are. So I feel like the show is just very relatable in that aspect. Now, mind you, this started in 1994. So I was still like a toddler at that point. So watching it as a child definitely gave me a different perspective than like watching it in reverse. Cause like just looking at it from like my child's eyes, I was just like, oh my God, like this is what adulthood's like. Like you get to live across the street from your best friends. Like everyone's like in this little commune and it's cool and it's fun. So it kind of like gives you something to look forward to, even though they have struggles. But then like even watching it again as an adult, it's just like, yeah, this is pretty relatable. Except it was a little bit of a letdown in that your best friends don't live beside you and we're actually spread apart. So a little bit of a buzzkill, but I love it.
All right, Derrick.
Growing up as a kid, I definitely did not like Friends, but I think it was just a maturity thing because a lot of the jokes just flew over my head. Not like they're just like complex jokes, but yeah. But anyways, what I like about Friends is just like it's very easy. You could just put it on. It's like a natural thing. It's not too it's not like The Office, although there are some shows that are better because it's not like pure situational humor. But the Friends is one of those shows you can just put on if you're like around. If I'm with somebody that I'm not too familiar with, I'm gonna put Friends on.
True.
Just because like it's there might be a little like ripples in the ocean, but it's nothing that's too major going on that it will make somebody feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
That's true.
So you
Yeah.
saying there's something for everybody in the show, basically.
I'm saying I can put it on and like, all right, if I'm doing my homework, like it won't disturb me. I can zone in and out. Like I can have an ear on it, but my attention be on my. It's one of those type of shows.
Okay. Crump.
I mean, like everybody else said, it's a very like relatable show, very well rounded show. Friends is dope. You definitely need to watch it. It's a very well rounded show, and I feel like it. A great thing about Friends is that the cast is amazing, and I always tell people this, like for any sitcom, especially like we're talking like comedies and stuff, it has to be everybody has to play their role. Like I feel like we've seen so many comedy shows and like sitcoms where it's like maybe the main character is funny, but everybody else is like, and I feel like those shows like don't last because they're not. It needs to be well balanced, and the entire cast is a really good cast. Everybody, even the more serious characters, like I mean, I know you haven't watched it, but like maybe like a Ross or somebody, like he's still funny in his own way, and they all play their parts in their own roles. Olivia mentioned something I thought was pretty interesting just now too about it being like relatable because like the characters are like mid-20s, late 20s, maybe even early 30s toward the end of the show.
Yeah.
And that's a really good point. It is very relatable, but like she and Derrick both have already said, I watched it when I was younger, but I still thought it was hilarious. So I don't know. I think it's something I gotta think about. But it's definitely a funny show. And like any show, JayRow, when you get into it, especially when it comes to comedies, it may not seem like that funny at first. I think that's two reasons. One, because you don't know the characters, so there's like certain jokes and stuff that like seems funny as you kind of get to know the characters and you relate to them. And that's with any show. That's Martin, that's Fresh Prince, that's anybody, you know. Mm-hmm. And also, I just feel like most pilots I feel are like that too. Like they seem kind of like I don't know if it's because I don't know maybe because the cast hasn't had time to build a relationship with each other. But I feel like a lot of pilot shows in the first few episodes just seem kind of cheesy and like blocky. Yeah. Like the jokes don't like seem smooth or whatever. But I think once you get like say like maybe like the fourth or fifth episode, I think you really enjoy it.
Now I've given shows a chance before, and shows have pleasantly surprised me. I a couple years ago I just started watching New Girl.
I heard that was really good. I haven't watched it either. I haven't seen it.
Check that out. New Girl, that's my show.
Because remember, Derrick, me and you was talking about it, remember?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so I actually finished it, and I was pleasantly surprised about the show. I thought it was a very well done show.
So here's another thing you might like about Friends, though. Unlike New Girl, you know how you might have a character or an episode that revolves around one character, and it might not be as funny, like Winston.
Yeah,
like those type of episodes, they would be like mad annoying, like because they just wouldn't be as funny.
Mm-hmm.
But in Friends, if like an episode revolves around a character, you'll still be in tune with it.
Okay,
that's a good point too. And just to piggyback on what Derrick,
like it won't be awkward. It'll just be like flowing, and you'll be like, that's it's just like you won't notice a difference.
Okay.
Yeah, and another thing too is like to Derrick's point, a lot of times even if you do have an episode, it's kind of like one character might be the focus, you still always have the other characters like in the storyline like simultaneously. Like they might have like a story about Ross might be doing his own thing over here, and then like Monica might be doing her own thing over here. So you always have like multiple like storylines kind of going at the same time.
Okay.
I feel
before you go further, let me ask all y'all a question. I mean, and y'all can all do it. What are the characters' names? Thank you. I'll just leave those characters.
Yeah. So you have it's kind of like an even split guy and girl. So you've got Ross.
Okay.
Kind of like your stuffy professor nerd like character. He's like your brainiac of the group. Then you've got Rachel, which is kind of like your stereotypical damsel in distress, like kind of getting out of daddy's financial pocket, trying to make her way in life, the privileged type. Mm-hmm. Then you cross over to Joey, which is kind of like your street smart, like average guy, but also is like heavy womanizer. And then bounce back over to Chandler, who is literally for me, I always struggle like categorizing Chandler because I feel like he's just kind of like just your average. Like he's just trying he's just trying to make it in life. He has no agenda. He's just there trying to like just live his life to the fullest.
Yeah, Chandler be
like that.
He really do be. And then the other two are Monica, which is like your OCD, like control freak. And the opposite of her is Phoebe, which is kind of like your hippie, spiritual, like I'm gonna give massages and like collect crystals type of person. So it's interesting because they all have like very different personalities, but it comes together well.
But sorry to interrupt your point. Thank you, Olivia. Jordan, back to you again. What now? Since I know the people's names, how are you going to explain it out to me now?
Oh, I mean, basically it's still the same thing though. Just like I was saying, so say like maybe Ross and Joey might have their own thing happening in the episode, but Monica and Rachel might also have their own thing happening in the episode. So you're gonna have the scenes going back and forth. Like, so you never really like are just focused or like bored on one character. Okay. And I think that they do that pretty well. I mean, it's similar to this is a totally different episode. What I'm about to say is a completely different episode, but I was gonna say very similar to like a Living Single, which as some of y'all already know, like they say like a French ripped off Living Single. So again, that's a whole other episode. We can get into that, but I mean, it's very similar to like Living Single, if you think about it that way.
I did like Living Single growing up. That was my joint in the 90s kind of world.
It's very similar to that.
Okay. So, all right. So I got the characters' names. I got kind of the flow of the show. All right. So my next question is, if there is a season to avoid, what is that season? If you even know off your hand.
I might have to leave that to Olivia and Derrick. I don't know.
Actually, let me rephrase. No, I want to know this question first before I even go further in that question. What is your favorite character? Who is your favorite character?
That's a tough one too.
I don't really have favorite anything.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I feel like they constantly rotate because it's such a good cast. Like, it's such a good cast. I mean, if I had to pick somebody, I would probably say Chandler. Just because I like his like comedic like timing and his wit. Like, he's always cracking jokes. Chandler's pretty funny, but it's tough because they all, like Olivia said, they all have their own like different personality. It's really tough. I'm gonna say Chandler though.
Between Chandler and Ross for me.
You said Chandler and Ross?
Yeah.
Okay. Olivia?
I feel like that is a hard one to ask. I'm torn because on one hand, I feel like I identify with Monica. So I just like want to pick her as my favorite character. But she gets kind of annoying sometimes to me. So I'm going to go with Rachel. I like Rachel.
Oh, not Rachel.
Yeah, she has her moments, like little breakthrough moments. They might not be significant in the grand scheme of things, but I feel like Rachel, she kind of evolves. She does. I'll tell you this way. When the series ended, she was not the same Rachel that we saw at the beginning.
That is very true. That's very true.
She came a long way, but in light of that, yeah, the chemistry with these characters and how they intermingle with each other is really something else.
Okay.
Especially Rachel.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm kind
of surprised that Derrick said that about Chandler and Ross. I feel like Ross is a sleeper. Like, Ross is hilarious, but I feel like he's like low key hilarious. He's not the typical person you would go to for comedy, but Ross is really like funny though. Like, I'm kind of surprised you picked him. That's a good pick.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the cast list. So, did not know other than Jennifer Aniston, who plays Rachel. I did not know most of these people are on this show.
Yeah, I feel like the cast is like that. Like, they're really good, but I feel like a lot of them haven't been in like super big stuff to where you like immediately like point them out. But they've all been in like a lot. Like, they all have pretty big names, especially coming off of Friends. So a lot of people knew who they were. Like Ross, like David Schwimmer is the giraffe in like Madagascar. Yeah. Courtney Cox, that's what's called from Scream. What's her name?
Monica. That's Monica. Yeah. They don't have too many roles. I don't know if that's maybe because the show, paid them out not to appear in too many things. That's a thing too.
Well, I mean, that can't be true because every time you see Jennifer Aniston, she's in another romantic comedy. So I mean,
outside of her, I'm talking about like the rest of the cast. Oh. They don't have too many star roles.
Well, I like Matthew Perry. He did a movie on 17 again. That was pretty funny.
What?
Huh?
Is that Chandler?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, he was in that movie. He was the best.
He was in Fools Rush In too. I think they came out like the 90s or something. It was like a romantic kind of comedy. I feel like it was him and Salma Hayek, I think.
But it was oh my god, my joke that I said earlier. Kind of like sad about that.
Wait, about what?
I made a joke, but okay. So a season to avoid.
Yeah, I missed it.
Yeah, I know. Nobody laughed.
Oh no.
Probably season 9. It's not to avoid, but I feel like that was like the lackluster. It was 8 or 9 where they did a little switcheroo. But besides that, the show flows pretty good. You
Okay.
can turn to the season and watch it.
Okay. So you said season 8.
Yes, between 8 and 9.
Okay. And Olivia, since you ran it through. This is your third time watching it, so you should know like the season.
I honestly can't give you a recommendation for like any to watch out for because I love the whole thing. I don't know. Like, okay, so I will say I have like different parts that kind of annoy me a little bit, but I'm not gonna give any spoilers. They annoy you because it's just like, okay, we've been here before. It shows up in a different way. It's still entertaining, but it's like the back and forth between some of the characters can get a little tedious at times. But I wouldn't say that there's like a season I would watch out for per se.
So there's no weak season?
Not in my book.
Okay.
But then again, I'm like super biased because I love Friends.
Okay. Do you have one offhand, Jordan?
I don't. The whole show is good, but also I never really watched it like Olivia, like from like episode 1, season 1, all the way through. So it's kind of hard for me to pinpoint a certain season. Like when I was watching it like on like Fox or whatever. So I was watching it as like I watched like every episode, but maybe I might miss an episode here and there.
You watched it when it was on syndication?
Like,
you mean you watched it when it was on syndication?
Right. Yeah. So it's kind of hard for me to pinpoint a certain season. If I could pick a season, I'd probably say the first one just because, again, the chemistry isn't there as much, but you can't skip it because you have to have that foundation.
Yeah.
So I would never recommend that first time watching like person like to skip that season. You have to watch the season.
I was just thinking while y'all were talking about this, it made me think about other shows. Like somebody mentioned Living Single, but then I was also thinking about, you remember that show How I Met Your Mother?
Never watched that.
Yeah.
I remember it, but I never watched it though.
It's very similar to How I Met Your Mother, but How I Met Your Mother didn't really. It ended in a very unrealistic way. I think Friends,
of course, yeah,
had a good closure for sure.
Okay, yeah, because they're all a group of friends together, and
like I said, sometimes you got to be following How I Met Your Mother because the episodes will be like linear.
Yeah, or sometimes the opposite because they're all tired, but sometimes like you may watch something in season 1 that it may not mean anything until like season 8 or something like that.
Yeah.
So, okay. All right. So what I'm going to do then, I guess y'all giving it a stamp of approval. So, that's what
I'm going to pick an episode out for you to watch and you'll be able to just like watch it.
Okay. Well, I was going to start from the very beginning. So I was going to start from season 1, episode 1. I'll probably give it 5, 6 episodes. Do you think that's enough time to?
You should give it 10.
10?
Yeah, you might have to give it 10. You might have to.
Because you might be like, what am I watching? Like, what is this?
Okay.
So first couple of episodes, yeah. 10, you got to let it sit and simmer for a little bit.
Okay, so I could do 10. So do 10.
Yeah, if you do 10, you're definitely in there. You're not stopping after 10.
So he said that, Bo. He said that with no hesitation. Like, wow.
Yeah, 10 episodes in, you ain't stopping after 10 episodes.
So you try to say it's better than New Girl and what's the other one?
Objectively, I would say yeah, but that's not my niche. Those aren't, I like New Girl more.
Okay.
In the 70s.
Yeah. But like I said, I'm gonna give it a shot. At the end of the day, I don't want to bash something without having like my own opinion about it, and if I've never seen it, so
yeah.
But I'll give it a 10 episode try, and if I do not like it, I will let you know. And I'll do a bash episode, huh?
You might have to just like watch some random ones on TBS or something.
No, I want to know. I want to see the beginning.
I tried to sit through the first like 5 or 9 once, and it didn't really pan out for me.
He's already warned me. All right, see, he's not making the case well for y'all.
I went in like looking at it like, what's the theme of this? What am I doing with my life? Like, it was one of those type of moments. It wasn't. It was just like,
So he's not making the case well for y'all. Y'all supposed to be like ironclad, and then he's over
It's
here
no underlying
he's over there
theme, is
breaking
what I'm
rank.
saying. It's just friends, friends chilling. That's the premise of the show.
It really is. Yeah.
Okay. Well, again, like I said, I'm gonna give it a 10-episode try, and if
boy.
just be prepared for either a bash episode or I'll praise it. I'm gonna do one or the other.
I really hope you praise it, but I have a sneaky suspicion this might turn into a bash. I don't know. We'll see.
It is gonna turn. You need to give it more than 10. You need to watch like the second season. I'm telling you, because Jay he hates prima donna characters and characters that.
Oh God.
Exactly. So he's not even gonna give it a shot. He's not.
Like
I'm curious now.
What'd you say, Jordan?
I'm curious now. I really want to know what you're gonna think about this.
Just don't think too hard about it, dude.
I'm not going in. I'm
you gonna go in the show roasting.
I'm just laughing at you because you're sitting there breaking rank for deal, and they all praised it. They all was like ironclad with it, and you over there just like, I didn't watch it all the way through, so I don't know. You've been wishy-washy.
I just know how you do. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, again, I'm not even. It has nothing to do with the show. I'm coming in a clean slate.
Coming clean.
I'm not doing any additional reading about it. The only thing I just looked at just then while y'all were talking, I was looking at the cast list. Other than that, I have not looked at anything. So, 0. I'm coming in. I'm coming in low. I'm coming in with low expectations. That's the way I'll say it.
All right, clean slate.
I don't want to come in high and then it just go down. I'm like, I'm done.
Yeah.
Zero low expectations. Just gonna sit for 10 episodes. I'll set aside some time to watch like 2 episodes a night or something like that.
So y'all have any favorite episodes?
Yeah, dude.
What's your favorite episode?
Your go-to.
Dang, it's so many though.
Just get one. Just get one. So you know. And it's just got to be your all-time favorite, just a favorite episode.
It's so many. I love the episode where Joey he comes like the new host of a game show, Bamboozled, and he makes Ross and he makes Ross and Chandler play the game. There's like a million rules. It's crazy. I can list off a bunch of episodes. Ross in the leather pants episode.
Oh yeah, I like that.
That was a good one, and they just kept making it worse.
What's so funny is like y'all, it's like an inside joke right now.
You gotta watch and join the club so you can catch the joke.
Right.
Like for right now, it's just going out the other ear. Like you know how you see all cartoons with the words y'all say just go out the other ear. That's how I feel right now. Or you'll sound like Charlie Brown's teacher, like wah.
No.
But what about? So that's your favorite? Yeah, you actually listed a couple, Jordan.
Yeah.
So what about you, Derrick?
I'm trying to think of my favorite funny episode or favorite like thing that happened. The shirt was pretty funny. When he had the shirt, it looked like a woman's shirt.
Oh.
Yeah, and it matched him. One moment I am thinking of is that VeggieTale moment that happened when freaking Phoebe and Rachel went for a hike and she didn't want to run with her because she was like all frail in her arms and looking crazy. People was with a disdainful taste. So I thought that episode was kind of cool.
That was a good one.
The one where it's like the Ross Hallmark moment when he's like having a little rift with Rachel and he's like screaming, "We were on a break."
That was a good one.
Okay, I gotta find that episode because you definitely gotta watch that one. That was a good one.
That's a good one.
So let me ask you a question before we sign off. So I'm gonna stick to my word. I'll watch 10 episodes. All right. So my second question, I'll say like my compromise also, because if I don't give it a fair shot after the 10, do you want me to get a specific episode from the 3 of you, or do you just want me to just continue watching the first season?
I'm gonna suggest an episode.
Yeah, I would say suggest.
Yeah,
Me and Jordan have yet to just sit through and watch the whole Friends. So
that's
Oh,
true.
so y'all should watch it with me then. Y'all should watch it because I'm gonna start from the beginning. So y'all should start from the beginning.
I should. I mean, I've seen every episode, but I've never just seen it straight from season 1, episode 1. I would enjoy it. I would love to do that. I would love to start fresh from season 1, episode 1.
All right, Derrick, you the only one. Yeah or nay?
Well, what? Yeah, you should watch it. Yeah, you should watch
No,
it.
dude, I'm talking about watching from episode 1.
Oh, well, you see what happened with my HBO. I'm kind of kicked off. I'm out the crew right now.
So when band camp,
but if 1-2-3 Movies has it, maybe I can tag along, join the ride.
Okay. Well, there you have it, people. I will be on a friend's adventure for at least 10 episodes. So from season 1, episode 1 to season 1, episode 10. And then I'll say 3 additional episodes from you 3. So 1 from Jordan, 1 from Olivia, and 1 from Derrick. So I'll just get 1 and then I'll have my decision. So if I don't say anything, I'll do a praise episode. Say, hey, you guys were right. I appreciate it. And I'm going to continue to watch it. I'll try to get through it as quickly as possible. So, and it seems like it's a lot of episodes, though.
10 seasons.
Whew. Oh
Man, 10 seasons.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. Like, I knew it was a lot, but I didn't realize it was 10.
Oh,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know what I signed up for then.
10 good seasons, though. They're not like 10 anime seasons where you have like 100 episodes in a season. I don't remember how many, but it's doable.
It's like 25 in a season, but
okay. So it's not like One Piece. Okay, I can do
that. I would say it might be the One Piece of sitcoms, to be honest.
No, don't you do that. Don't you do that, because if you say that, my expectation is gonna go high.
Huh?
My expectation is gonna go high now. If you're gonna say
I think you'll like some of the relationships that go on in the show for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, so is it like the Naruto of and I mean is Friends like the Naruto?
No, it's not. No, it's not. It's realistic.
All right.
It's not gonna be like stuff just happening. Like, where did this come from?
Okay. Hey, Olivia, what we're saying is like because Naruto it's an anime. It did some like with their end of the anime pairings. They didn't make any sense because they just came out of nowhere. So that's why I say is Friends the Naruto, of relationships. So,
okay.
I'm really looking forward to you watching this now. I'm excited.
Okay. Yeah, I'm a man of my word. So I will watch 10 and then if I don't have a decision out of 10, I will get an additional episode from the 3 of you.
You gonna watch all 10 seasons.
Hey.
Yo, y'all know that they were getting paid like $1 million an episode by season 10?
Are you serious?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, it was almost over. So yeah. I mean, it ain't that much. I'm over here thinking like season 1, episode 1. I'm like, they probably get residuals from the it's on syndication. So
yeah, I'm sure
it's like how Will Smith, he still gets money from Fresh Prince.
Wow.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I'm sure they have something like that set up.
Right.
Well, if y'all don't have anything else to add, I'm gonna close it out. Do you have anything to add?
Enjoy. You're welcome.
I'd be so funny if I don't like it. I was like, what'd you say about enjoyment?
Well, if you don't like it, I'll be there for it.
That's a little too soon. All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate everybody from being on. And don't forget to click like and subscribe to the channel. And let us know what's your favorite Friends episode. Let me know if I'm doing a fool's errand by watching these episodes from the beginning. Or if I'm being stupid for never watching in the first place. So anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. Talk to you soon. Peace.